How often do you watch a NASCAR race and you're really surprised with the finish between the drivers? Maybe it was a pretty dirty way to win the race. Maybe it was flat out an intentional wreck. Or maybe it was an accident. Whatever the case may be, wrecking somebody to win a race is probably something you don't want to do. But it's happened a lot in NASCAR. So we're going to look at some of the worst ways that drivers have wrecked somebody to win a race. We're going to start out pretty easy. This wasn't even a wreck. It was just a bump and run. But back then, these were so far in between that this could have even been considered a wreck. The driving etiquette was way different back in the early 2000s. But back then, Jeff Gordon was running down Rusty Wallace and put the bumper to him to pick up the win at Bristol.
Now, ooh, Rusty didn't get off a two at all that time. Here comes Gordon, right up against the back bumper. Everybody in the crowd on their feet.
And as I said, the slow of the traffic, I think, caused that right there.
Here comes Gordon, right up to the bumper again.
Did you hear that wheel spin, Benny?
Yeah, I did hear that wheel spin.
The bump and run.
There it is.
Gordon underneath to the lead. 2 laps to go. Can Rusty come back?
Jeff better hope not.
31 races since Jeff Gordon has been to victory lane.
In 2010, Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski's rivalry was at an all-time high. Keselowski tried to make a name for himself in the Nationwide Series, and Kyle Busch was racing down there for fun. Both were racing hard. And Kyle Busch would get angry with Keselowski and intentionally wreck him and picked up the win later that night.
Guys to race like this. I think he might get him right here.
He's got it.
He's got
it. In contact. And he takes the position back. Uh-oh, Kyle, will he retaliate? Yes, he turns him.
Hold on.
Joey Lagano goes past. He gets through it. The caution is out.
Come on.
And there is damage to the points leader.
If you want to know who's the most disliked driver in NASCAR today, look no further than Denny Hamlin. Wherever he is, you will hear a loud chant of boos. Denny Hamlin is disliked by many fans, and a lot of it is because how he races. Hamlin has wrecked popular drivers for wins, just like when he ran Kyle Larson up into the wall to take the win at Pocono in 2023.
The outside line's going to have the speed, the momentum down into turn 1.
Reddick not even close to the back of the 19. The 11 clears him, and now here comes Denny Hamlin to the inside for the lead through 1.
He runs the 5 wide, almost into the fence.
Up into the wall with the 5, and now the momentum. Behind them, with the 19 of Mark Truex Jr., Larson loses the lead. Hamlin's out front.
Oh, we got a crash behind him into the tunnel turn.
Corner. This is right
after
here, coming to the yellow here.
Yeah, this is after the yellow. Look at that. Wow. He is angry. So we'd like to see the restart.
Back for third. Doesn't really matter.
This is the battle right here. Brian Vickers, he's on the high side. Got a little bit of a run off turn 2.
But a big block by Bliss.
It's going to get exciting down here, boys.
Go or go home time right now.
Vickers turns it to the bottom, but he can't get by.
He can't get on. He just can't get enough nose under him without getting into him.
Oh, he did get him.
Sideways. He spins him in. Vickers wins.
He did. Vickers has beat him across the line just by a car length. Mike Bliss did a whale of a job.
Did we make it? Did we make it?
No, Mike, you didn't make it.
Back to Brian Vickers, I see. Brian Vickers crashes Mike Bliss during the 2004 All-Star Open. This is the race to make it into the All-Star race. Finishing second means nothing. If you win, you get locked into the All-Star race. So win at all costs, right? Well, Brian Vickers spins Mike Bliss down the inside grass to take home the victory. Joey Lagano is probably the most cheap-shotted driver in NASCAR right now. Joey Lagano will put on a smile and act all happy and nice, but when he's behind the wheel, he will put you in the wall or crash you for victories. His most recent wreck-to-win moment was during the 2022 Darlington race on Mother's Day. Lagano was miles faster than William Byron, trying to catch him lap after lap after lap, and heading into the final corner to take the white flag, Joe Lagano fully sent it in the corner, hitting William Byron, shoving him in the wall, and giving Byron no chance to recover his car. Lagano would ultimately take home the win that day, and Byron was extremely upset.
Doing the same thing down here. Running outside, picking him up. Got to the gas a lot sooner, Bill.
Now the 24 car looks pretty loose.
Coming to the white.
It's the last lap.
Oh,
he hit into the wall.
Lagano goes by. Wow.
White flag, one lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Wow.
Joey Lagano.
Nice job. Checkered flag.
28th career win. Lagano from the pole to the checkered flag.
That's what happened.
Okay. Piece of shit.
Right
down. Plan unless you drive certain money.
Proud of you guys.
After dominating the 2001 season, heading into the final race of the season at Loudon, New Hampshire, Jeff Gordon wanted to just finish out the season with a win, but Robbie Gordon stood in his way. They ended up making contact, leaving Jeff Gordon extremely upset post-race. Robbie Gordon would ultimately take home the win that day, leaving a bad taste in Jeff Gordon's mouth, just like he said in his post-race interview.
To be black flagged.
See, everybody thought you couldn't make me mad. You can make me mad.
I can.
Everybody. You know, anybody really, but that 31 certainly did today. He should be embarrassed right now to win that race. It was going to be a heck of a battle. I mean, it was between me and him anyway, you know, and I just wish it would have been done fair and square instead of just knocking a guy out of the way. And we had some lap traffic to go through, and you got to be patient. I don't care if there's 15 laps to go. You got to know how to be patient. And, you know, it just didn't happen that way. I was mad. You know, I mean, at the time, hey, I understand why guys do that kind of stuff. I just wish I would have taken his, you know, tire down or something, at least so he wouldn't have won the race. I mean, I just didn't do a very good job of it. But, you know, it's not what you want to do. It's not sportsman-like, I know. But, hey, man, I didn't think it was sportsman-like what he did to me, and they didn't penalize him. So.
All right, Jeff Gordon, obviously with a smile on his face, but still a little disgusted with his 15th place finish. Alan?
What does Johnson do to help Stewart?
Doesn't matter. Kyle Busch is going to hog all the racetrack, or he should. He's mirror driving right now.
Tony Stewart trying to get to the bottom.
He may get turned for mirror driving, but he's going to be mirror driving.
Stewart's trying to squeeze in there.
See that hand?
Shoving to the bottom.
See that
He
hand?
just wanted to touch him, man. Just wanted to touch him.
Can't get him to the high side. Here he comes. No,
There he
turns
goes.
him.
He turns him.
Bush in the
Oh,
wall.
my
Here
God.
comes Stewart to the checkered
Tony
flag.
Stewart.
And another car gets in the backside. It's Casey Kane. And they're scattering everywhere as they come to the line.
This right here is a hit or miss. You could say Kyle Busch wrecked himself, or you could say Tony Stewart just plowed through Kyle Busch. Regardless, Tony Stewart's bumper hit Kyle Busch, which makes this a wreck-to-win moment. Tony Stewart hits Kyle Busch coming to the light at Daytona in 2008, sending Busch hard into the outside wall as Tony Stewart picked up the checkered flag.
That crash cost him critical points, knocked him out of the top 10, but right now he's on the bumper of the leader. Oh! Kenseth goes around off the front end of Gordon.
I'll go down. Be a penalty if NASCAR is at all consistent. I mean, that was plain as day, boys.
Right there.
We heard Kenseth tell his crew on the radio that, what did he say, if NASCAR is consistent, they will black flag the 24. Is that not what he said?
Yes, and remember that Jeff Gordon is on probation.
Hounding the back bumper of the 17 car at Chicago, Jeff Gordon was closing in on Matt Kenseth in the final laps. Jeff Gordon got to the back bumper of Matt Kenseth in the middle of turns 1 and 2. He ended up throttling up, driving underneath the 17 car, and spinning him out. Matt Kenseth was spun out as the caution comes out. Jeff Gordon would ultimately take home the win that day and picking up his victory at Chicago. This summer, beat the heat with style with Kufandy. Whether you're hitting the beach, heading to the racetrack, or just cruising around town, Kufandy has the best shop to buy clothes this summer. If you're looking to support Kufandy, they even have a NASCAR selection of Joe Gibbs Racing Christopher Bell apparel, so check it out on their website. And speaking of staying cool under pressure, Christopher Bell knows a thing or two about that, and Kufandy is actually sponsoring him this season. So if I were you, I would get some Kufandy merchandise and go root on Christopher Bell. Kufandy has some amazing options and outfits to wear, just like this amazing sweatshirt. I wear this all the time, especially when I'm editing because it's so comfortable. You know who also wears this? Christopher Bell. So go ahead and go to Kufandy.com and pick up yours today. If you want to know why Brian Vickers was never liked in his NASCAR career, take a look at this. His very first win in NASCAR came with wrecking Dale Earnhardt Jr., the most popular driver at Talladega of all places, and his teammate Jimmy Johnson. This would basically solidify Vickers' fan base for the rest of his career. Vickers would pick up a couple more wins in NASCAR, but none would be as more controversial as this one. I bet he wishes he could take back the way he won this now.
High side, Carl Edwards just got his mirrors full. He's a little bit loose off of 2. He's sideways.
Edwards is around.
And he got turned.
Caution flag is out. The race is over.
Dale Jr. wrecked Carl Edwards to pick up the win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2006. Coming off of turn number 2, Edwards slides up and Earnhardt does not lift. This race was ended under caution as Jr. would win.
Denny got in there and wheel hopped. I don't think he meant for that to happen, but then he made contact with Tony. I think Tony was also pretty loose getting in there.
Well, that was what happened to Tony lap before, you know, when he got loose into 7 and that allowed Hamlin to close up.
Hey, this thing's not over, guys. Watch what happens into turn 11 in this heavy braking zone.
2 more corners. Hamlin trying to pull
Tony's
away.
Close enough.
I think Tony used up his stuff. I mean, we knew he was having, you know, issues
Here we
with the
go.
car.
Stewart inside. He
Hamlin
is
went
there.
wide.
He gets Hamlin. They hit. And Stewart comes off turn 11. Look at that. He's coming to the flag.
How did that just
Tony
happen?
Stewart
How
wins.
did that happen? Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness.
Wrecking your competitor to win a NASCAR race is something not very uncommon. It happens about once or twice a year, and it creates the most drama finish of the year. But sometimes it is in the most dirtiest way. And in this video, we're going to look at NASCAR's most dirtiest wins. Chase Elliott walls Corey LaJoie coming into turn number 1 on the last lap of the Atlanta race. Without giving Corey LaJoie a shot to even try to pass him cleanly, Elliott walls him, taking home the victory.
LaJoie loose behind the 9. Now he goes to the high side. All the way up into the wall goes LaJoie. He's going to spin around. He'll collect the field. Caution will come out, and it looks as though the 9 of Chase Elliott is going to be scored the winner.
And knows now Corey's going to get a run. What's he going to do? He doesn't go to the bottom. Chase enters low, moves up the racetrack. That sends Corey into the wall. Oh, Kurt Busch. Some hard licks right there. It's in the back of the 9, just barely right there, and up the racetrack, loose into the wall. Everybody just going for it, really, you know. Whoa!
They stay tight up the racetrack.
Contact!
The 4 of Harvick got into the side of the 9. Here comes Larson.
In what would be Kevin Harvick's most disappointing season. After coming off 9 wins in the 2020 season, 2021 had high hope for Kevin Harvick. But heading into the playoffs, he had 0 wins. And at Bristol, the cut race, he was looking to have a great shot at winning. He had a very fast car. Up until him and Chase Elliott made contact entering turn number 3. He would push Elliott up the racetrack and he would continue. But unfortunately for Elliott, he had a cut tire because of the fenders that were rubbed. He had to come to pit road and ultimately forfeit his shot at the win. And he wanted revenge on Harvick, so he would air block him for the final 27 laps of the race, giving the win to Kyle Larson.
Oh, we have a car slow in the front stretch.
Oh, look at this. The 9 of Elliott.
Well, Chase Elliott is not happy with Kevin Harvick. He said this happens all the time with that guy. He's not going to race him very nicely for the rest of this night.
Well, he showed his frustration.
After the race, Kevin Harvick was extremely upset with Chase Elliott, and rightfully so. Elliott basically took the win away from Harvick because he threw a temper tantrum. So on pit road, Harvick would chase him down, park right behind him, and then when they would get out of their car, they would go face to face and start yelling at each other.
The 2017 champion, will he get the bumper? Yes, he does. Here comes Lagano. Lagano on the inside. A drag race. They're sideways. And it's going to be Lagano getting the win.
Miami, baby.
I can see you shaking. Is that out of anger or what's going on? Yeah, I'm happy I don't have a baseball bat or a jackhammer right now. All right, Colburn, good sense of humor about it, but not very happy about the end of that race.
Win at all costs is the new motto for the NASCAR playoffs, and in 2018, Joey Lagano put the bumper to Martin Truex as he needed a win to punch his ticket into the Final Four championship race. This is exactly what he did, but Truex's crew chief, and even Kyle Busch were upset with Lagano after the race.
It wouldn't surprise me that teammates wreck each other, so we were hoping that would happen so we could get up there and have a shot to race for the win. So I kind of held Truex a little bit up more than maybe I should have, but he got chicken anyway, so, you know, that's racing, I guess.
Apron to the track, coming to the white flag. There's a leader change, and Labonte takes the lead.
And meanwhile, Ricky Rudd trying to...
Oh, and Earnhardt spins him out.
Oh, man.
And Tony Stewart is involved with the crash, as is Mark Martin, Sterling Marlin, and several others. Dale Earnhardt takes the checkered flag.
The Intimidator didn't get his name for no reason. This moment right here proves while Dale Earnhardt Sr. was the Intimidator. If you put a bumper to him, he will wreck you. Dale Sr. wrecked Terry Labonte for the win at Bristol in 1999 as the crowd erupted in boos when Earnhardt got out of his race car, and he said his famous quote.
Terry got into me in the middle of 3 and 4, and I was going to get back to him and just rattle him. I wasn't going to wreck him, but I got to him and he turned him around. So.
If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Also, if you've liked this video, I'm pretty sure these videos will catch your eye also.